What's up, everyone? This is Christian Duke, and you're watching StrengthAddicts.com. So, the Million MAGA March, Stop the Steal, lawsuits galore, Rudy Giuliani talking at a landscaping company. I mean, at some point, how could I forget Secretary Pompeo talking about a smooth transition to a second Trump administration? At some point, President Trump firing his defense secretary. There needs to be some closure. And I understand that number 45 does not want to concede defeat, but there needs to be closure. There needs to be transition. You know, President-elect Biden is not getting intelligence reports, so he's at a huge disadvantage. Mitch McConnell, you know, Mitch is definitely in the ear of most Republican senators because not a one, except for, of course, Mitt Romney, who does not take his marching orders from Mitch McConnell or anybody else for that matter. He's very much like John McCain was, may he rest in peace, with the exception of, Mitt. Not a single Republican senator has congratulated President-elect Biden or Vice President-elect Harris. And so with judges throwing out these lawsuits, with CNN finding one of these quote-unquote deceased voters very much alive and well, I think that the country needs to come together. And President Trump can still lose with some honor, not with total honor, because, he's dragged it out and he doesn't have anything to substantiate this with. It's very, very troubling. And, I think that President-elect Biden, he cracks a smile. He's not even angry at this point, and when asked if he's considering illegal action, he's like, no. I mean, the transition is going to move forward. It's embarrassing to the world, but he's not going to make a big deal about it. He's not going to give President Trump maybe what President Trump wants, which is a confrontation. Now, me personally, I do believe that President Trump isn't over. I don't believe that he is done fighting. And I almost feel like if he can't prevail with any of these lawsuits, if he can't change the outcome of the election, I almost think he's not going to be there on January 20th when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris assume their positions. And he might even still be in the White House. And of course, Joe Biden says that the U.S. government has no issue escorting trespassers out of the White House, but he's not going to actually do that. I mean, they're not going to actually escort an outgoing president like that. I mean, it's just going to be extremely embarrassing. And I have to say that it's going to hurt Trump's legacy. I know some of you out there are going to say, well, what legacy? Because he was whatever, fill in the blank there as far as you're concerned. But no, but in all honesty, whether you like him or you don't, he does have a legacy. And look, when George W. Bush was president, I didn't like him, but now I kind of do. Time has a way of healing, and former presidents, no matter how much you didn't like their policies, didn't like their leadership, 8, 12, 16, 20 years down the road, you soften a little bit on them. I know you don't think so, but mark my words, in 20 years, when Trump is, well, I don't know if he's going to be around, he could be like 100 years old or in his mid-90s, but you never know, you're going to be a little softer on him. You may not even like him, but you'll be a little softer. He'll make a joke, you'll laugh, you'll look around, make sure no one saw you, but you'll laugh. But that's provided that he goes out with some kind of honor. And if he is adamant about, like this march, for example, this march is totally unnecessary. This march is not going to allow the people to heal. It's just going to create more division. So I don't even like talking about this stuff, guys. I can't believe we're even still talking about this now. And I understand that if there's any possibility of election fraud, you want to scrutinize the ballots, scrutinize the canvassing process, scrutinize the identification process, but there's nothing left to scrutinize. if there was anything wrong, do you really think all of these judges in all of these different states would be throwing these lawsuits out? And they're not throwing out one or two. They're throwing out handfuls of these lawsuits because they're saying they're frivolous and baseless and meritless. Like I said, the president needs to concede. It's about time. Just my 2 cents. Leave your comments down below. Thank you very much.